Hey, my name is Serge. Welcome to Board Game Detectives. Today we will talk about Horrified, which is a cooperative game. If you stay till the end of the video, we will also talk about some other games that have cooperative elements. Before we do that, let me tell you a story that happened to us last time that we played Horrified. We had 5 players, we had 2 friends over, my wife Julia, my daughter Nika, and myself. Half through the game, it seemed to be obvious that Nika and Julia are not particularly enjoying this cooperative experience. Nika went to do something, I don't remember exactly what it was, and Julia said, "While Nika is away, I will go make some tea." While 2 of them were away, 3 of us were discussing what Nika and Julia should do next. And we were like, they should go there, they should do this, they should do that. A lot of pointing of our fingers. And in the middle of that, Julia came back with a cup of tea, and she was putting this on the table. And in that moment, I smashed this cup and the tea spilled over the game. Everyone was upset. We discussed the situation. Julia and Nika said that no, they don't enjoy the game, and we decided to stop it. We never finished it. This is a great example of an alpha player problem, when one player, often more experienced, tries to take full control over the game, and they tell everyone what they should do. It is very annoying to those players. I'm an alpha player, and I have 3 options. Option 1, I just play as an alpha player and other players don't enjoy the game. Option 2, I lean back and let everyone do what they want. In this case, I am not enjoying the game because I see some decisions, some strategies that, in my opinion, are suboptimal, and I do want to win the game. Option 3, I play somewhere in the middle. I share my advanced strategies with other players and let them do what they want to do. There is, though, a problem with this situation when you mix players of different levels of experience, which I will explain in the next section. There are 2 scenarios that I would be willing to play Horrified in, and I need to use the decision-making chart to illustrate it. So here we have risk on this axis and the results on this axis. If you apply common sense, you can greatly reduce your risk and achieve some of the results. Then if you want to progress in the game, you need to apply some tactics, which increase the risk, but they would deliver higher results. If you still want to minimize the risk and achieve better results, you need to apply strategies, like long-term strategies. This is a very solid point at which you can truly enjoy the game. If you are a hardcore advanced player, then you would use advanced strategies and you would greatly enjoy this increased results that, yes, do come with a little bit more risk. And then if you want to fully immerse in the experience, that's where you would apply gut feeling. That's when you accumulate all your experience and your gut is telling you what to do next, and you don't necessarily fully understand it, but you trust your gut, and often it does pay off and delivers outstanding result. And in those moments, you truly enjoy board games, and that's what is attracting me to the hobby. I enjoy this area. So with Horrified, I have 2 scenarios where I would play this game. Scenario number 1 is when I would play with hardcore players. All of them would be alpha players and all of them are experienced. And then we can talk based on our gut feelings, and other players can understand and appreciate those gut feelings, and we can align on some advanced strategies together and execute them. Option number 2 is when I play with young kids. So family game, young kids. But the objective of that game is very different. You use this opportunity to teach your kids some tactics and some strategies. You would not go beyond strategy, you would not move into this area, you will stay in this area and will teach them how to apply common sense, how to apply simple tactics, and then maybe some of the strategies. So I would not play Horrified with a gaming group where some are advanced and some are casual players, not kids, but like adults, but they are casual players. Like this mismatch would not be enjoyable for this group. When we check Horrified on BGG, we can see that there are about 10,000 people that do love the game, and probably many of them would disagree with my statement that if you take a mixed group of both advanced players and casual players, probably some of them will not enjoy the experience. Again, this is very biased and subjective opinion. Your experience could be different, and when I was checking all the reviews for Horrified, I saw a lot of positive feedback. And based on that, I did buy the game. So there are people that love this game. And there are a lot of things that I like about this game. To begin with, Horrified is an excellent puzzle. There are a lot of moving pieces that you need to tie together to deliver the result that you're looking for. I have not tried playing it solo, but potentially it is a great way to enjoy this game when you just do it by yourself and take your time. Secondly, this game is very thematic. You have 6 different monsters that have very different play style. On top of that, you have 7 different characters that also have different abilities that you can apply throughout the game. So all of that is a nice thematic experience. You can pick 2, 3, or even 4 monsters, and in this way you can manage the difficulty of the game. Also, you have this additional feature which I really like, the frenzy marker, which makes sure that your most powerful monsters are not activated too often. The rulebook is very clean and simple. I really like that it's the same setup for any player count or any monster count. Also, what's really impressive is the solo play section. It is just 2 paragraphs. I really appreciate it. And if we talk about things that I do not like about Horrified, on top of the previously discussed alpha problem, there are 2 of them. The first one is that at a larger player count, there is a longer wait time. Monsters can do multiple actions while you are waiting for your next turn. I think it negatively impacts the dynamics of the game. Also, with larger player counts, it could be more difficult to assign the tasks to each of the players because there are so many of them. The second thing that I don't like is that at the very beginning of the game, the team has to come up with a plan. And that's a recipe for alpha player problem. By now, it must be very clear that I do not like cooperative games like Horrified because of the alpha player problem. However, I do like the cooperative elements in many other games. And here are some of the examples that I truly love and highly recommend. So Clover, a truly cooperative game without alpha player problem. In Avalon, there will be alpha players, and it's okay. You will have to figure out if they are playing against you, and very often they are very wrong in their assumptions, which is very hilarious. In King of Tokyo, players who are outside of the city will get together and try to beat the player who is in the city. A lot of cheering anytime the attack is successful. In Detective Club, the informer needs to come up with a nice word to help the conspirator to stay undetected by the detectives. Wavelengths is a fun experience where you will have to know how to read mind of your team member. Cosmic Encounter is my all-time favorite, where without cooperation there is no way to win this game. In Between Two Cities, you will both cooperate with 2 players that sit right next to you and compete with them at the same time. In Codenames and Codenames Pictures, you will cooperate with your team while competing with their other team. And finally, in the Blood on the Clock Tower, you will have to cooperate with people, but it might eventually kill you, figuratively speaking. And I just realized that I completely forgot about 2 more excellent cooperative games. Just One and Cross Clues. Both are must-haves in any collection. A lot of fun. So here we are, Horrified, a cooperative game with very pronounced alpha So here we are. The cooperative game Horrified has some excellent mechanics that I truly love. However, all of that is ruined by the very pronounced alpha player problem. Instead of Horrified, I would rather play the other 10 games that I mentioned earlier if I want to get this cooperative experience. Again, my review is very biased and subjective. Your experience could be better, which is great. That's why we love this board game hobby where everyone can enjoy different games. There is something for everyone. If you're still watching, thank you so much. Please let me know in the comments if there are any other cooperative games that you like. Thanks again, see you next time.